David Alberts here, founder of BeenThereDoneThat, and today we're here to talk with Hilary Batsel from Microsoft, and the topic of conversation is where we've got to today is not going to get us to where we want to be in order to get to where we want to be. And the big conversation is we've been there, done that, now where next? Hilary, thanks for coming along and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So Hilary, let's start off.
Yeah.
Tell us about you and your journey.
My journey. So I was one who went to university and really fell in love with advertising and kind of been in the industry ever since. I call it my Goldilocks journey of kind of testing out agencies and then moving over to brand side. I've been at Microsoft now for 13 years. And I've really dabbled with all of the different consumer products. So some are still existing, some aren't,
Right,
which has been a fun journey. But today I lead the global media team at Microsoft and have the privilege to work with an amazing group of individuals around the world who keep me really knowledgeable about industry insights and are just wonderful people in general.
Very good, very good. I think it is an amazing thing to work with people all around the globe and just hear different voices. But today we're very much going to specifically base around a couple of questions we discussed. And the first question is, what's the biggest challenge facing you, Microsoft and the industry today?
Yeah, there are lots of them. But I think there's one challenge that's stuck around, but it's kind of manifesting in different ways. And that's always the tension of figuring out what short-term opportunity and impact is and what does long-term opportunity and impact look like. And as an individual, we're thinking about that. As a family unit, we think about that. As a company, we think about that. And that hasn't changed. That's how we evolve. I think what's changed is the number of factors we have to consider of what does that mean for us and the pace at which we're having to make those decisions. We're moving so fast in the world right now, just as humans and as companies, that we need to take a pause and just start to really make sure we have time to think about what does long-term look like in addition to short-term, and how do we keep growing and evolving. We as individuals, we as companies don't want to be stale, stagnant. We have to evolve. That's how we survive as a human race. But manifesting time and taking moments to do that is really important.
I think that's so interesting. Our model is all based around stopping to define a problem and getting people around the problem so that you can get momentum again. But that idea of you've got to slow down for long enough so you can go fast, sometimes in our industry feels counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's one of those things where you talk about it might take longer to get there, but in the end, the impact is better. And it is hard, and we spend a lot of time at Microsoft talking about reflection. Like, what could I have done differently? And looking back and then trying to apply that for the future. And I think a lot of that is the pause. It allows you to be faster in the future, but you have to take that moment to really reflect and think about changes.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just like, how do you bring different people from your different groups globally or different people from different departments together to slow down to get on the same page to start off with? And do you have a mechanism that you do that?
We do, and I think it's really bred in the essence of good ideas can come from anywhere, and actually building upon the work of others or helping others drives better impact than just doing it solely. And so taking the pause to really think about who are those right people. I know when we talk about the growth of the industry, it's really about partnership. We got to think beyond the borders of a company. We've got to think beyond our own individual impressions and knowledge, and pull together kind of your board of directors for whatever the challenges that we're trying to solve. And that may change across the way. You might have a group that helps incubate an idea, and then you might bring together another group that is the one to kind of execute and bring that to life. All different skill sets, all different talent. And that's really, I think, where we have to do that in order for us to evolve and make better change in the overall industry.
Yeah, it's funny, I was talking to someone the other day and they were talking about the actual role of leadership now is to ask the questions and let other people participate rather than come up with all the answers.
Yeah.
And
I think it's also to listen. Like, you know, as a good leader, you listen. And then it deviates where your questions go, because there are things you probably haven't thought about. And so not only leave the breadcrumbs, but kind of think about what else can you learn in that process, and how does it start your own ideation?
yeah, very interesting. We could talk about that forever. Now, the next question we've got is, if you were to imagine where this way of working or what's going to happen in the future, what's your ideal kind of imagination? Where would you like to see it go?
Yeah, I think we need to start thinking cross-company in a broader scale. You know, we do a lot of partnerships. We use the word partnership, and we work with different partners. But it's taking it to a relationship and really thinking about how we can drive that forward in a different way. I think right now, AI, big hot topic, obviously a big one for Microsoft. But I think that was a team of individuals who saw a vision, and they said, wow, ChatGPT is doing some really cool things. We have this other product that solves something else. How do we bring those things together? And now you've got, you know, Bing Chat, which uses Bing technology as well as ChatGPT, and help enhancing what AI, generative AI, can do for you. And that's because we thought beyond the borders of Microsoft, right? Beyond the walls of Microsoft, and said someone else has a really good idea, let's marry those things. That's a relationship, you know? So it's really kind of moving from partnership to relationship, and what are we trying to do there? Even just within the media industry, and when we think about some of the things we do, changing the dialogue of the conversation you're having with a media partner and a brand is really important. It's not about what did the brief tell me and what can I give you in response. It's what does your company offer that my company doesn't, of which then we can build something together that actually really enhances the experience for the consumer or the end user, and makes it a better journey.
Yeah, I love that actually. You know, we talk about harnessing the world's best thinkers to solve the world's toughest problems. And you know, I've heard you talk before about this idea of how do you use your skill set to solve the toughest problems. You can't solve them yourselves, you know, but you can share a vision, can't you?
You can, and we all have different skill sets too. So like, it doesn't have to be just about what you do at your company. It's where's your passion. You know, that's how we really make change.
Very good. Okay, our final question. If we were to say to people out there, what's the first thing you would do to start that journey into your perfect imagined world happening?
Yeah, I think in your applicable world, it is, think about the questions you're asking in team settings, and what would you change about that? You know, what would be a question you would ask that would provoke different dialogue, and still be authentic to who you are as a leader, but then start using that and start being curious. You know, ask others what they think of things. Don't just, you know, come with an idea, ask for an idea back. And so I think it really takes the change of just reacting differently and leading differently to open the dialogue for others.
Yeah, it's so funny. Someone said to me, what are the type of clients you work with? And I said, the one characteristic is that they're learn-it-alls, not know-it-alls.
Yep.
And I think that sounds exactly like you in the sense of, what can I learn from this and help participate in this?
Definitely.
That's very good. Well, listen, it was lovely to meet you, and lovely to learn about your journey and your vision. And I love to hear, I worked with Microsoft many years ago, but to hear the transformation of being such an open company and open to participation rather than being the people that solve everything. That's exciting, and feels like you could make much more impact for more of us in the world.
Yes, definitely.
So
we're excited to see where the future, you know, goes.
Where next?
Yeah.
Very good.
Exactly.
Lovely to meet you.
You too, David. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.